Madridista is just not the day today for Real Madrid. An absolutely pathetic display today by this team that was losing so many different players. Jude Bellingham not out there today. Fede Valverde not out there today. Dani Ceballos not out there today. We knew we were going to be struggling in the midfield today, but oh boy, was it a lot worse than I thought it was today. As Real Betis defeats Real Madrid today, 2-1. Shout out to Real Betis, just the better team today. We'll be talking about the game, giving you a little recap and giving my thoughts, but right now, I want to say I'm surprised. I'm just not. We've seen what's been happening with this Real Madrid team. I think they said on the broadcast today, it's been 44 games so far for them this season. It's insane. And unfortunately, this is on Carlo Ancelotti. The lack of Carlo Ancelotti and Florentino Perez, the lack of substitutions that we have and the lack of using subs, as well as having a deep roster as well. It's on them. It's on them. Go spend the money. Go get a right back so we don't have to be putting Fede Valverde out there every single game. And then he's injured, right? He's been out for 3 games now. We need to be having a better team. We need to be having a better team. We might have the best starting 11 in the world when everybody's healthy. But unfortunately, when the best starting 11 is playing week in and out, game after game, every 3 days, every 4 days, whatever it is, they're not going to last the whole season. And unfortunately, you need them to be lasting because it is now March 1st and we are in the tail end of the season. And it looks like after a performance like today, La Liga will be slipping away. Champions League, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? We'll be talking about that as well. But guys, just pathetic display. Guys, I hate making these videos, but I do it for you. So if you guys can, hit that subscribe button, like the video as well. I know we lost, but let's talk about it as well. Guys, coming into this game, this was the starting 11. I was close to my starting 11. Kylian Mbappe up top, Vinny Jr., Brahim Diaz, Rodrigo, Modric, Tchouameni, Ferland Mendy, Alaba. I wish Fede Valverde was out there. Rudiger, Lucas Vazquez, Courtois. The midfield was the thing I was most curious about. Brahim Diaz gets to start, Luka Modric, and Tchouameni as well. Not a lot of options. The only other options that we actually had were Camavinga and Arda Güler and like a Chema. Are we going to be seeing Chema? No chance. I'm not that surprised. This midfield, my biggest concern coming into this game, unfortunately, was actually shown in this game too because it's linking the back 4 to the front 3. That was not happening in this game as well because in the beginning of this game, we do start off hot in the beginning of the game. It is a fantastic goal, but I will just tell you right now, great run by Kylian Mbappe in this one, passes it to Ferland Mendy, who passes it back to Brahim Diaz, makes a little tap in. But other than that, that's it. That's the only good part about today. There was really no great performance from Real Madrid today. It started raining. Players were playing like shit. It is what it is today for Real Madrid. But when we take a look, I think the stats in this game tell you so much about what happened in this game. Taking a look now at the screen, this is the first half stats. It's 3 shots for Real Madrid with only 1 on target, 1 big chance. And that was the goal. That was the goal in this one too. And you compare it to Real Betis, who had 9 shots with 2 on target, and they get a goal as well. And honestly, it could have been a goal number 2 right away, right before halftime as well. This was a team that was honestly getting absolutely dominated by Real Betis today, which is pathetic to say. They are not a bad team. Real Betis is not a bad team. They're in the Europa Conference or whatever it is. And they do have some good players out there. Shout out to Isco. He was good today. Very good today. My man of the match. Spoiler, I'll let you know right now. He was the man of the match for me today. It's just, this is Real Madrid. This is Real Madrid. I just don't understand what we're doing. What we're doing in this one again. It doesn't get better in the second half. Unfortunately, in the second half, we get lost in transition. Tchouameni gets beat on this one too. Rudiger tries to catch up with them. Unfortunately, fouls him. Isco gets the ball. It's a penalty for Real Betis. Puts in the back of the net. 2-1, and that was game. That was game. Brahim Diaz comes off for Arda Güler. Camavinga comes on for Alaba in this one. A little later, Endrick comes on for Kylian Mbappe. Fran Garcia comes on for Ferland Mendy as well. Unfortunately, that's it. When we take a look at the final stats in total today, does it get a little better in the second half? Not even. Only 9 shots with only 2 on target in this game. That is absolutely pathetic. That is just a pathetic display today because so many times everybody was bad. We'll talk about individual players here just in a second, but everybody was just piss poor, awful today. I just don't understand what this team, I guess you could be saying they're playing without their best players. And I guess this is the thing. I think when we watch Real Madrid, we expect them to win every single game because here's the thing. They are more talented than every single team they play, except for maybe like 2 or 3 where we are close to even, maybe a little better, maybe a little less, depending on who it is and the day and who's out there for Real Madrid. But every single day, we should be performing at our best. Unfortunately, it seems like if we don't have Jude Bellingham out there or a Fede Valverde, it's over. It's over before it's even started because we are relying on those players so much. They are the engine to this team. They control everything. Jude Bellingham, he will go unnoticed with what he does. The runs he will make from deep, pulling defenders out, the ball carrying abilities that he has, being able to pass the ball to a Vinny Jr., to create the attack, to start the attack. That's what he does. Fede Valverde is fantastic everywhere. He can be playing center mid, right back. He can be playing right wing, right mid. It doesn't matter. He does everything for this team. Having both of them gone sucks. And not even mentioning Danny Ceballos as well. Danny Ceballos has brought this team back to the level that it was before when we had a Toni Kroos. He is not Toni Kroos by any means, and that's not what I'm saying. But he brings some control, some stability out there, as well as his defensive presence as well. And they're completely gone. And when they are gone, we have a hell of a day, and not in a good way. Not in a good way today for Real Madrid. Again, shout out to Real Betis. They were just a better team today. And this is just making the run for La Liga even harder now. Again, when we take a look at the board right now for the table, 26 games for Real Madrid, 54 points. Barcelona's got a game in hand now. They play tomorrow against Real Sociedad. We will see. Atletico Madrid plays here just in a little bit. We will see what happens there as well. But unfortunately, this La Liga season is slipping away, game after game for Real Madrid. And again, it is just to blame Carlo Ancelotti and Florentino Perez for the lack of depth. And it's the lack of depth of acquiring players, and it's the lack of depth from creating depth. And how do you create depth? You play players in other games. Arda Güler should be playing better. He should be. He wasn't great today either, but nobody was good today. So I'm not going to just go out and blame Arda Güler for this one. Camavinga, same thing for him. I didn't think he was good. Endrick was very poor today as well. But if these players are just coming on for the first time, and you were now saying, what has Endrick played? Like 200 minutes max this year? If that even. You're asking him to come on and win us the game when we're down 2 goals to get the win? That's never going to be happening. Never going to be happening. So there's so many players to blame in this one. Players to blame, coaches to blame, owners to blame in this one as well. And it's honestly just overall a just piss poor effort today by this Real Madrid team, that the expectations for the season are still sky high. But unfortunately, if this is the Real Madrid team that we will be putting out there against Atletico Madrid, do I feel good about UCL? Not even a little. Not even a little. We'll be talking about that a lot more. But guys, let's talk about some of the players. Let me give you some of my thoughts. I'll just tell you right now, I thought everybody was bad. I thought everybody was bad today. But let's start in the back. Thibaut Courtois, he had one good save, one very good save. But other than that, the first goal, I thought he should have saved it. It went right at him. I maybe just deflected a little. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too hard on Courtois. And then the penalty, he did go the right way. He just couldn't get his hand on it. I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was good. But Thibaut Courtois today, like 6.5 for me. I actually thought Ferland Mendy and Lucas Vazquez were not that bad today, but they weren't good either. Ferland Mendy does get the assist in this one. I thought he was okay overall. I thought he held Antony in check decently today. I'll go a 6.9 for him today. 6.9. David Alaba is bad. Why he was even starting is questionable. He honestly, guys, he should have got a red card in this one. I don't know what a penalty is anymore. I really don't, because I do think that the one that Isco scored was a penalty. But there was a chance in this game too where Tchouaméni fouled. I don't know who it was for Real Betis. That looked like a penalty to me. They didn't give it. I honestly don't know what a penalty is anymore. I try to be as unbiased as I possibly can when it comes to this. This game honestly could have been 3-1 Real Betis. They had a couple different chances in this one too. Maybe even a penalty, maybe even a red card on the David Alaba challenge on this one. But David Alaba was piss poor. I mean, why he's starting over Raul Asensio. If he starts over Raul Asensio in the Champions League, we have other issues. We have other issues to be talking about. But I understand he's just getting back now from that horrible ACL injury, from the other injury that he picked up too. But he was just terrible today. So many passes were just horrible. I understand he was 90% passing, but the 3 long ball, like, it doesn't matter if you're 90% passing, if you're just passing it back and forth with you and Rudiger or with you and Courtois. What matters is the long balls. The long balls were awful. 0 of 3 for long balls. And the long balls weren't even like close. They were just out of bounds all the time. He was awful today. The yellow card honestly could have been a red card in this one too. Same thing goes with Rudiger. Rudiger was piss poor in this one too. Picks up a yellow card. He's the one who draws the penalty. Was it his fault not getting back? I don't think so. But at the same time, he was too aggressive for that one. Gets a penalty too. I didn't give a rating for Alaba. I'll go a 5.8 for Alaba. And then when it comes to Rudiger, 6. Vazquez, I actually didn't think was awful in this game too. He needs to be quicker. His defensive ability was not terrible in this one. He actually was 9 of 12 for ground duels. So I'm not going to hate on him that much today, where I thought it could have been worse. I'll go a 7 for Vasquez. I actually didn't think he was that bad. Raheem Diaz does get the goal in this one, but otherwise he's just non-existent, man. He gets 2 shots in this one. It's an easy tap-in for the first one for him. But other than that, the difference between what Raheem Diaz is and what Bellingham is, it's not even close. It's night and day, the difference between the two. Bellingham is on another level. If anybody watches this game and tells me that they are even close, check yourself. He was bad today, in my opinion, too. Wasn't happy with his performance overall. Good goal for him. I'll go a 7-2 for him. Not good. Tchouaméni. I thought Tchouaméni had some good moments in the first half, and then at the same time, I thought he was bad. He was 2 of 3 for long balls in this one. It's just not good enough. It's just not. He needs to be carrying this ball forward, progressing it from the defense to the attack. And I feel like today we just weren't doing that enough. The only player who actually thought was doing that a decent job is somebody who shouldn't even be out there and playing 90 minutes, and that's Luka Modric. I'll go 7 for Tchouaméni to mention it. Luka Modric is probably the best player, in my opinion, for Real Madrid today. 7.5 is what they gave him. I'll probably go like 7.3. It wasn't even a good day for him overall, but he was at least trying to move. But again, Luka Modric is 39 years old. The fact that he is our best player out there is pathetic. That should never happen anymore for Real Madrid. And that's not discrediting Vasquez, Luka Modric out there. But we have to be better. We have to step it up. And I'm talking about specifically that front three, because that front three today was awful. Other than the Kylian Mbappe run, he was awful today. I don't know if it was the rain. I don't know what it was. If it was he just lost a tooth, whatever it was. He was just terrible today. Again, 68% passing. 1 key pass that was for the goal, the assist to assist. It was just not Kylian Mbappe's day. Same thing goes with Vinny in this one too. I'll go a 6 for Kylian Mbappe today. One shot in the 83rd minute is unacceptable. How are we supposed to win games when we're not shooting? It's not rocket science. It's not hard. You have to shoot. And this is my complaint when it comes to Vinny, when it comes to Kylian Mbappe, when it comes to Rodrigo. When it comes to these attackers, shoot the damn ball. You're never going to win the game if you're not shooting the ball. You cannot just walk the ball in. I never understand how, again, guys, how are we expected to win when you have 9 shots with 2 on target? Somebody explain that to me. It's honestly just pathetic. Shoot the ball. 1 shot is pathetic. When it comes to Kylian Mbappe too, guess what, guys? Guess what? No shots. He had no shots. I do not understand this team at all. Out of the front three, we had 2 shots in this entire game. 2 shots from Rodrigo, Kylian Mbappe, and Vinny Jr. It's pathetic across the board. I'm going 6s for all of them today. It's just pathetic. When it comes to Carlo Ancelotti, it's a 3, man. It's a 3. I understand you were dealt a tough hand today, but that is from your own doing as well. When you were not constantly rotating Arda Güler early in the season, when you were not rotating Endrick as well early in the season, Fran Garcia too, get a Chema out there, get a Raul Asensio out there. I don't understand the logic that you use. And unfortunately, this team was saving your ass when they were fully healthy. They are saving your ass time and time again because Jude Bellingham is able to find a winner. Kylian Mbappe is able to find a winner. Sometimes Fede Valverde is able to score absolute bangers only, and they're carrying your ass and saving your ass too many times. And unfortunately, in my opinion, I said it weeks ago, I'm still Carlo Ancelotti out at the end of the season. We could win the Liga. We could win Champions League as well. But it's not because of him. It's not because of the coaching job from him. It is because of individual brilliance. And that might be good enough to win La Liga, win Champions League. It's probably better. It's probably more likely to win Champions League than it would be La Liga, because unfortunately for La Liga, you have to be consistently good. And you can't always rely on individual brilliance. And unfortunately, that is what Real Madrid has been relying on way too many times. Way too many times for my liking. I think that you need somebody else to come in here who will bring a different perspective in there. That is why I'm still very much on the Xabi Alonso move after Carlo Ancelotti. So guys, again, terrible performance today for Real Madrid as Real Betis defeats Real Madrid 2-1. I want to say I'm surprised. I'm just not anymore. So guys, subscribe if you're new around here. Like the video. We'll be talking about the upcoming match against Atletico Madrid very soon as well for the Champions League as well. Hopefully it is something different. I don't know if it will be. No Jude Bellingham for that one as well. No Dani Ceballos for that one too. Maybe Fede Valverde. But again, guys, we'll be talking about that as well. So again, subscribe if you're new around here. Like the video as well. It'll get better. I really think so. Guys, it's been Dallyfc. Cheers. Real Madrid.